All right, thanks everyone, and apology for the delay. So thanks for taking your time to be with us this evening. So this evening we'll be looking at, how to successfully transition to become a project manager, a product manager, a UI UX, which is still attached to product manager, and also Scrum as well. That's what we'll be looking at tonight. Please give me 1 second. All right, but before we dive in deep, I'm going to take on all the questions after on. Please just bear with me. Every questions will be attended to later on, so don't worry. If I'm not, admin can respond, but at the same time, I'm going to respond to it at the end of the session. All right, let's continue. All right, so today we are looking at project/product own manager, right? Those that wants to transition to become either a project manager, a product manager, a UI UX, or Scrum. But before we dive in deep, I'd like to introduce myself, tell you a bit about the company, and then we can get started. I've got a few slides to share with you as well. I can share the slide afterwards as well. Please, if you are sharing your video, please can you stop the video, please? Thanks. All right, so to start with, my name is Akin Oladeji. Can't hear you. I just did a sound check before starting, and everyone can hear me. So Getty, you can log out and log back in, but as you said, you can't hear me, so I'm sure you won't hear this as well. But I believe majority can hear me. We can hear you. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So a quick introduction about myself. My name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. Um, at Learn with Pride, we focus on helping people that wants to transition from a non-IT background or a non-technical background into the IT space. So we run different practical trainings, like 8 different ones, ranging from project management to product management, product owner, scrum master, software testing, DevOps engineer, cybersecurity, just to name a few. But we concentrate on what is important. We concentrate on what you need to know to actually, before you actually start applying for a job, right? So we focus on what really matters. We don't beat around the bush. And the minimum of any of our trainings, the minimum of any of our training is 3 months, while the maximum is 6 months. For this particular training, the practical training itself is for 4 months. And also, after the practical training, we still get to put you on a live project for another 2 months, which I'm going to talk about later on as well. So that's the courses that we offer. About the company has been going strong for over 4 years now. And over that 4 years, we've over 20,000 students has passed through this academy over that 4 years period. I'm going to be showing the stats as we go on as well. So that's a bit about myself and the company. But also, I transitioned as well. My background was in accounting, and at one point I was tired of what I was doing, and I needed a change badly. And the first training that I stumbled upon was software automation engineer, which is really technical, considering coming from a non-IT background or a non-technical background. But I asked one question that day, that can someone with no technical knowledge, can someone with no IT background embark on this journey? Not only embark on this journey, but at the end of the day, you are able to secure a role for yourself, because that's the aim. And the guy answered, with determination, there's nothing impossible with determination. So I embarked on that journey. It was a 3-month journey, but there wasn't enough support on the journey. So you had to do 80% on your own, right? But I told myself as I was enrolling that, you know what? As I was tired about what I was doing, I was ready to give my all. I was ready to do anything possible to make that dream, to make that transitioning happen. So I told myself, you know what? I know nothing about this journey. It's completely new to me, considering that I'm coming from accounting background to a very technical background. I had to start knowing how to write in programming, how to script in programming language like C# and all of that. So it's like Greek. But I told myself that, you know what, I'm going to embark on this journey. Not only embark on the journey, I'll ensure that I'm one of the best in my class. So that takes a whole lot of sacrifice, determination, commitment, sweat, but again, to cut the whole long story short, I think 2 weeks after I started that journey, after 2 weeks after I finished that journey, I was able to secure my very first role as a senior software automation engineer. And this whole lane we pride today started from that transitioning journey. So that is why I know and I believe that no matter your background, whether you've been working as a customer service for the last 10 years, whether you studied geography in school, it doesn't matter your background. What matters, what really matters is your determination, your willingness, your hunger for change. If you can bring those on board, I'm telling you, the sky is just the beginning, because we have a platform, we have a structure that will help you, guide you, you know, um, to ensure that you're learning the right things, you're exposed to the right tools, and all of that, the mentorship, the support, everything is there. But all we require from you is your determination and your willingness, for change. So that is that about myself. But why are people transitioning? Why are people considering, you know what? I'm tired of nothing. Let me move to tech. I'm tired of customer service. Let me move. Please, 1 second, please. Hello. Yes, sorry about that. So I was saying, why are people considering change or transition into tech? Um, It's because as of now is the new crude oil. It was before that people would say, "Oh, I'm working in oil and gas." People working in oil and gas back then, we believe they are in money. But things are changing, or things has actually changed. Everything is moving towards tech now. And the good thing is, or um most people misunderstand when they say tech. They believe at the mention of tech, it involves coding. No, not all tech careers involve coding. You know, Courses like career path like project management, product management, UI UX, um, Scrum Master, all those ones, you don't have to write a bit of code. You know. But if you are considering a web developer, you want to transition to become a web developer, then yes, you need to learn coding. So tech doesn't mean coding. Tech doesn't mean you are going to be writing codes. No, you know. So why are people transitioning? It's because IT or tech now is the only, career path I could say that gives people, what they are looking for, which part of it is family work balance. As a nurse, as a doctor, you might not even get to see your kids until maybe weekend or when you are off, like after 4 shifts, meaning before your kids wake up in the morning, you are gone. Before you come back in the evening, they are already sleeping, right? Your kids they don't get to see you until maybe over the weekend. That is not good. You are working hard. Another thing is you are working hard for this money, you know. The question is, do you even have the time to spend this money that you're working hard for? You know, again, since after COVID, things have changed rapidly. You know, you can now live in Nigeria, live in Ghana, live in Zimbabwe, and work for foreign countries, meaning you are working remotely. You are getting paid in hard currency at the comfort of your home. As a nurse, you can't achieve this. As a customer service, maybe you have to physically go in. But when you transition to one of these roles I mentioned earlier on, you can work remotely with diverse teams across the world, you know, and companies has realized this as well. Sorry to say, take for example, company in the US are looking to employ someone, a product manager, and they don't want to spend $600 a day because they are trying to cut cost as well. So they are looking for someone who is equally good in another region, you know, that they can get, let's say, 3 for the price of 1. That is now when they are reaching out to Asia, to Africa, because they know instead of them spending $600 per day on someone living in the US, they can actually get it maybe in Nigeria, maybe for $150 a day. That is still a lot of money if you should convert that to Naira. $150 in Naira should be above maybe 200,000 or over 200,000 Naira now that you are getting per day, meaning in a month, you are in money. So it's a win-win for both parties. And I know people living in Africa that they are working remotely, 2 jobs, 3 jobs with foreign companies. But you cannot compete for these jobs if you don't have the necessary skills and knowledge to do so. You need to upskill yourself. You need to unlearn and relearn new things so that you can be in that position for you to apply for such remote jobs. There's nothing as good as you working from the comfort of your home. Most of the time, you don't even have to shower before you start working. Who is looking at you? Nobody. You don't need to rush out in the morning because of traffic, that you want to beat traffic. You are saving costs from transportation. You are saving costs from buying petrol. You are saving costs, you are saving your energy from not waking up 4 a.m. in the morning or 5 a.m. in the morning because you want to go and start work at 9. You can afford to take your kids to school. You can afford to do school runs. You can afford to take your car to the mechanic. Not that you're not working, but you are working on the go. You are working smart. People are working smart now, not working hard. You can work smart, still deliver the best. That doesn't mean you are not working hard, but you are just working. You are just being smart with the way you are working. So those are some of the reasons why people, are now considering, what? I know I'm earning so much doing nothing, but where is even the time to spend this money? I can't be standing for 12 straight hours. It's telling on my bodies. I need a change. What can I do? And the good news is it's only tech. You don't have to go back to uni for another 2-3 years and say, oh, you know what, I want to go and study business analyst because I want to become a business analyst. Or I want to go and study product management because I want to become a product manager. No, that's the reason we have all these master classes to tailor you on what you really need to know to start applying for jobs. All right, so enough of my talk. Let me quickly share my slide with you and we can go from there. All right. Why project or product management? So I'm going to be using UK as a point of reference. The reason is that is where we are, but it doesn't matter your country of resident, it is still highly paid everywhere. So Using UK as a point of reference, the average salary when you are considering a permanent role, you'll be looking at 57,000, 50,000, 55,000, 60,000 and above. But if you are considering a contract role, meaning they only need someone for 3-month contract or for 6-month contract, for 1-year contract, then you will be looking at £300 a day, £350 a day, £400 a day, £500 a day, depending on the roles and responsibilities. But let's imagine it's even £400 a day that they are paying you, and your contract is only for 6 months. £400 a day is around £8,000 a month. So even if your contract is only for 6 months, which most of the time they renew or they extend rather, right? You getting £8,000 a month times 6 months, it's more than what majority of people in the UK are getting in 2 years. The average salary of majority in the UK, I'll say 60%, what they are getting is between £18,000 and £35,000. And you only did a 6-month contract and you are getting £8,000 a month. That is a lot of money. So what I'm trying to say in essence is there's no way you want to calculate it. At the end of this program, any role that you land, wherever you are, whether you are in Nigeria, you are in Ghana, you are in US, you are in Canada, you are in the UK, will be more than what the majority in your country, what they are getting. Tech tends to pay higher now. And the good thing about working in IT company is every year you might start with 50,000, but every year your salary is reviewed. Even if it's 1,000 that will go on top of it or £2,000. But your salary doesn't remain the same every year. So in 5 years, you might start with 50,000. In 5 years, you might be on 57,000. And that is separate from your bonus that will get from the company as well. If the company is making profit, that is separate. So just imagine that. That is why I said, the sky is just the beginning for those, who are ready to go on the journey, who are ready to actually transition. By the time you know what you need to know, the sky is just, the beginning. All right. So let's move on. Another reason why you should consider project or product manager is because you can work remotely from any part of the world. It doesn't matter where you live. As I said, since after COVID, things has changed. Since after COVID, you now have the opportunity, as long as you can deliver on your work, as long as you can hit the ground running, you now have the opportunity to be able to work remotely for most companies. Right. So location is no longer a barrier. Oh, I'm not getting visa to the UK or to the US is no longer a barrier. But the only thing that is required of you is for you to upskill yourself. Give yourself a chance to compete in this national cake. Until you give yourself a chance, until you believe in yourself that you can do it as well, until you invest in yourself. Some of us are waiting for miracle to happen. Miracle cannot happen if you are not working your way towards that miracle. All right. So another reason is in high demand, especially this course, which I'm going to be talking about more later on as well. It gives you the opportunity. It doesn't restrict you to only product manager role. You can apply for other roles as well, which I'm going to be talking about shortly as well, because most of our courses are like double combo. You are getting 2, 3, 4 trainings for the price of one. So it's in high demand, meaning you can, once you secure a role, if you think you can handle another one, you can actually be controlling 2 jobs, 3 jobs at a go. You know, I know some people like that, but at least you need to start from one before we proceed. Oh, let me look for second job. I even know someone in Nigeria that once told me that, you know what, I don't think I can ever travel. Maybe if I travel, I only want to travel for holiday. I said, why is that? He said, I'm making my money in Nigeria because he's into tech and he's working for 3, 4 companies remotely. So you can calculate how much he's getting in Naira on a monthly basis. And that is why I said, if you can work smart, you'll be wondering, how is he handling 3, 4 jobs? It is possible. Once you know your onions, you can undo it. So if he's getting really well paid with all these companies, why do you need to travel? He said, I don't think so. Maybe I'll just go for holiday and come back because I'm making my money here. And meanwhile, in the same country, you see majority lamenting, complaining, there is no work, there is no job. And that is when the power of information comes in. Because many will not believe that they can actually upskill themselves and they can be in a position whereby they can start applying for such roles. As I said earlier on, you don't need to go back to uni for another 3 years to do that. Many will question it. Can I actually go on a journey for 3 months, 6 months, 5 months, and know enough for me to start competing with people who has been doing it for the last 1 year, 2 years? Yes, you can. If you are looking for a living example, that's me talking to you right now. With no support, as I said earlier on, I didn't get enough support when I was transitioning. And I transitioned from non-IT to a very technical background, to a very technical role. I did majority on my own. And that is why I know that with commitment, if you are well determined, you can achieve anything. I only did the course for 3 months back then as well. And I've been on, I've gone for some interviews that, it will even take you to the third stage. You get into the third stage and at the back of your mind, you just completed a 3-month course. That is even a win-win for you already, because if you are not good enough, you can never get to the third or even second stage. And remember, you are competing with those who has been doing it in the industry for the last 2, 3, 4 years. So if you can devote your time into the process with everything that we've, packaged together with the structure that we have on ground, there is no excuse. And that is why I tell everyone coming on board or enrolling with us is, Learn with Pride will not go 100 yards for you. No, we will not. But we can go 50 yards, because the moment you are enrolling with us, you are signing like a partnership agreement with us that we are going to be, on this journey is going to be 50-50. We are going to do our own 50% by, equipping you with the right tools, with the right knowledge, mentoring, support, all of that we are going to provide it for you. The platform we are going to provide it for you. But on the other end as well, you as well need to be ready to do the job, to do the work. You need to go above and beyond what has been covered in class. You need to be able to, sacrifice your time every single day, for the duration of the program. If you truly want to compete with those who has been doing it in the industry for the last 2 years, you need to get ready to get your hands dirty. Because at the end of the day, your input is going to equals to your output. It's not a magic. It's not a film trick. What you sow is what you are going to reap. It's as simple as that. So for those who are really ready, who are ready to get their hands dirty, who are ready to go above and beyond, who are not, who, when we put you on the project, they don't take the back seat. They ask questions because they want to learn, Then if you can achieve your 50%, if you can achieve our own 50% as well, then that's 100%. That means you are more than ready to start applying for a job out there. if I can do it, if some of our students who have been getting job can do it, then why can't you do it as well? You need to believe in your potential. You need to believe in your ability. You need to believe in yourself. It's not a rocket science, you know. All right, let me move on. If you are to join our training, all right. So quickly before I go on this one, so the training is a 4 months. Okay, I'm going to talk about that shortly anyway. So this is the roadmap. If you are to enroll on our journey, what is the structure? What will be the roadmap? Let's take a look at now. So the training is a 4 months training, and it will expose you to project management, product management, UI, UX, and Scrum. So meaning each month will focus on one training. So if you are starting, let's say for example, with Scrum, the whole of that month will be on Scrum. As the whole of that month will be on Scrum, there will be a task for you to complete. There will be assignment for you to submit. There will be an assessment for you to pass as well at the end of that particular month, because we need to be able to gauge how well you are doing on the training. So after that, maybe the next one might be on business, might be on project management. Again, the whole of that month will be on project management, but you'll be exposed to 4 different trainings, which are project management, product management, UI, UX, and Scrum. Right. So that is the structure of the practical training, meaning you are getting 4 trainings for the price of one. It will only take people who has done their due diligence, who has called other training organizations to really know the benefit of what we've combined together for you. Right. So you'll be exposed to industry standard tools, because that is important. You can't start applying for a job without you being exposed to industry standard tools that you'll be using on the job. So we'll be exposing you to industry standard tools while on the training as well. All right. So after the training, then comes the project. So let's establish, or we've already established, that the practical training is for 4 months. Then after you are done with the practical training, you'll now be put on a live project, not a capstone project. You'll be put on a live project for another 2 months. This is when you'll be working as part of a team, of a Scrum team. So meaning in your team, there will be a developer, there will be Scrum Master, there will be product manager, there will be testers, UI, UX, and all of you guys are working together to deliver a solution for a client. So it doesn't get better than that. Everything that you've been trained on, that is why we do assessment when you are still on the training, so that by the time you get on the project, there will not be any complaint or excuse that, oh, we've not been taught, I don't know what to do, and all of that. Despite the fact that you still have support on the project as well. So that is the kind of environment we expose you to. And as I said, it's a live project that you'll be working on, not a capstone project. All right, so after you are done with the training and the projects, right, comes the next phase, which is optimization of your brand. Now you can easily say that, oh, I can start applying for a job as a project manager, project coordinator, Scrum, UI, UX, and all of that, But you are not getting calls. You've been applying, you're not getting calls. You'll be wondering why. I know what I'm doing now, I've been trained, I know my stuff, but the calls are not coming. The interviews are not coming. What is wrong? What is wrong is your brand. You need to optimize your brand. What is your brand? Before the interviewer the recruiter get to speak to you, something must trigger them that, you know what, let us call this guy. What is that thing? Your CV, your online presence. Especially when you are applying for international roles, you should revamp your CV to international standards. Also, um, um, LinkedIn has now become one of the most popular places that recruiters, employers now go to head on. You need to be in that space as well. These are the avenues that will push you out there, will make you visible. And when you are visible, you can be rest assured that recruiters will see you and they'll start calling you as well. Other platform that you can upload your CVs when you're on the training, we expose you to that as well. Because as recruiters are reaching out to you that, oh, hi Richard, we saw your profile on LinkedIn. Are you still available are you still looking for new roles? Are you open for new roles? Something like that. As you are getting those kind of calls, you know, manually as well, you too are applying for jobs manually as well. When those are going on, it's a good sign. They are calling you, you are getting feedback, they are scheduling interviews, and you can be rest assured that the next thing will be, you know, putting you forward for an interview. This is another very important stage that we assist with as well, interview preparation, because we want you to go in to that interview with confidence. So we are going to do our best or our best. You know, we are going to do everything within our power to equip you with, you know, necessary information, interview preparation, you know, that will make you to go and ace that interview. Why I'm talking about interview preparation, let me take this opportunity to tell you about other benefits that is attached to enrolling in any of our training, especially project slash product management. Number one, you get the practical training, which is for 4 months, which you can never get anywhere else. You know, that will expose you to 4 different trainings. The essence of that is at the end of the training, you know, you are not restricted to just applying for a project manager roles or project coordinators role. You can spread your wings and fly, meaning you can apply for other roles. Scrum Master, you can apply for it. UI UX product manager, you can apply for it. So that means you have 4 different options to choose from. So that's the first thing, practical training. The next one is you'll be working on a live project, which will give you more exposure. Right. So practical training, working on live projects, you get mentorship as well. We mentor you all the way. You get support, even support on the project, and also even when you eventually secure that role, we still support you for a couple of months on job support as well. Right. You get interview preparation, you know. Also, all our courses are CPD accredited, meaning they meet the professional standard, and the certificate that you get at the end of the day coming from the body called CPD standards is recognized in over 60 countries. In UK, Canada, Australia, Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, in over 60 countries, it is recognized. You can go on Google and type CPD standards. That's the name of the body. Read about them, and even when you're on their page, you can look for Learn with Pride and see our registration number on their site as well, and read more about the benefit attached to having a CPD accredited certificate. Then finally, we give you a work reference for the duration that you are with us, because you'll be working on our project. So when you start applying for jobs, regardless of wherever you are, whether you're in Nigeria or you are in Canada, we still will give you a work reference. Those are the benefits that is attached to, or some of the benefits that is attached to enrolling on on our course. Another good one is it is not a bye-bye from us at the end of your program with us. It's not a bye-bye. No, we have another community, because what we're trying to do here is to build a community that you can leverage on. How do I mean community? Maybe eventually you secure a role as a product manager, and on that role you get stuck. You reach out to your facilitator. Unfortunately for you, he or she was busy, couldn't attend to you. Where do you go next? That is the essence of having this type of community, that you can go, and tender wherever the issue is. And you can be rest assured that someone on that group, will attend to you with a solution to whatever you are looking for. Also, aside that as well, aside your training days, we have a session called Career Motivation Session that runs twice a month as well, where we go through, anything. It might be what is happening with the interviews, maybe your interviews, the kind of question they asked you, or are you getting calls at all? Why are you not getting calls? We deal with this kind of issue. We bring ex-students as well who has secured the role to come and, talk about their process, how they eventually got one, to motivate people. We look at tools, maybe learning new tools. We do all sorts on that group as well, on that session. Money cannot buy all these things. That is why I said, for anyone who enroll, you are getting it's an investment that you can never regret. It's a lifetime investment you can never regret, and you can never get anywhere else as well, because we deliver on anything that we promise you. All right, so those are the things that you get from us anyway. Quickly, let's see the stats. From 2020 till date, over 20,000 students, as I said earlier on, as enrolled on this journey. This is a breakdown of our courses. No, the enrollments on our courses, some of the courses we run, that was last year. So this needs to be updated as well. And the last one is the percentage of our students that are currently working, 85%. 50 in the public sector, 35 in the private sector, while 15% are job ready. 1 second. All right, so I got these from Job Site Online. This is a product manager role, paying up to £120,000 per annum. I'm sure someone must be laughing or smiling wherever you are listening to me from. It is possible, it is doable, and it is achievable. I know as human, we doubt ourselves. We hardly, believe things easily. But yes, people getting this type of money, let me tell you, the trick is, the higher your money, the lesser your responsibilities. That is the way it works. Those that work using all their sweat, energy, they don't get much. They don't get much. But when you start earning, the higher you are earning, the lesser your work. So don't think, oh, £120,000 will carry 120,000 responsibilities. No. All right. The next one is a contract role. And this is paying between £450 and £500 a day. I used £400 the other time. So 450 will give you like £9,000 a month. And how many months is the contract? Is not stated. But just imagine even getting the maximum, which is £500, which is like £10,000 a month. Even if the contract is for 3 months, I'll gladly take it. That is £30,000 in my pocket in 3 months. If they extend it, all well and good. If they don't extend it, all well and good. I'll go and look for another job. And those are the kind of freelance roles that you can start applying for as well. If you don't want to do permanent, that is fine. There are loads of freelance jobs that you can pick up. 5 months, 6 months, you are done. You move on to the next one. You know? All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right. So the main, I'm sure that you've been waiting to hear, the cost for the 6-month duration, that is 4-month practical training and 2 months working on the project, the cost is actually £799. In Naira, that is 900,000 Naira. That is the actual cost in Naira, right? So the actual cost for the old duration, for the 6-month duration, it's £799. And in Naira is 900,000 Naira. Quickly, before I forget, the training runs 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And all sessions are recorded, and also you'll be onboarded on our LMS platform where you can get access to the recorded clip for you to rewatch back. All right, so there's a 30% discount. Actually, there's three different discounts, which I'm going to explain in a bit. The first one is a 30% discount, right? If you want to register, so for the 30% discount, there's no deadline. The next course starts on the 15th of May. So meaning for the 30% discount, you can still register maybe on the 11th, provided we still have a slot. Because for the cohort starting on the 15th, we have 8 slots for the cohort starting on the 15th of May. So for the 30% discount, meaning you are only paying £560. And that £560, you can pay twice as well. You can start with half payment, and the other half you can pay after 6 to 8 weeks. But there is no restriction. You can apply, you can register on the 11th of May, or on the 12th of May. That will be the final, But the only but with that is there might not be any slot by the time you want to enroll, but you get 30% discount. All right. So the next discount is a 50% discount, right? You can get up to 50% discount, which will reduce the cost to £399 or 450,000 Naira, right? Again, you can pay twice. But the only condition with the 50% discount is you need to enroll on or before the end of April. That means you need to enroll on or before 30th of April, and you get 50% discount. Right. For the 50% discount, again, you can pay twice. Right. And you can start with half payment. The other half can be paid within 6 to 8 weeks as well. And the final discount that we are giving away is only for 24 hours. The final discount is only for 24 hours, which is you can get 60% discount. The 60% discount, if you apply 60% discount, that will be £320 in pounds, or in Naira, that will be 360,000 Naira. But that offer, the 60% discount, is only a 24 hours offer, meaning it only lasts till tomorrow night. And the payment is only payable once for the 60%. So if you want to take advantage of the 60% discount, you can only pay once, and also it expires at the end of tomorrow. So you have 3 different options to choose from. 30% discount, which you can register, like 11th of May, you can still register provided we still have a slot. 50% discount, you have from now till end of the month, that applies. And the 60% discount, which is a 24-hour offer, that expires tomorrow night, but you can only pay once for the 60% discount. If you are interested in any way, if you want to rewrite the story, if you want us to go on the journey, walk the walk with you on this journey, The WhatsApp number on the screen will be the best number for you to message for enrollment. So if you want to enroll, if you want to secure your spot, as I said, we only have 8 for the quad starting on the 15th of May. If you want to secure your slot, your seat, the WhatsApp number on your screen will be the best number for you to contact. So you can save that on your phone, or you can take a screenshot of it as well. But that'll be the best number for you to message to secure your spots. We don't have enough spots. We only have 8. And you have 3 different options to choose from. You know, if you call other people, then you know, you know the reason why we are different, for those who have called other people as well. All right, so this is where I'm going to be pausing for now, right? And this is where I'm going to be calling upon the facilitator that will take you on the journey, if you are to come on the journey with us, to shed more light into the life of everything I've discussed or talked about. So without no further ado, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to call on Michelle to take over from here. Thanks. See you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Akin, for giving me this opportunity to discuss with possible candidates or people interested in what our class is about. I hope everyone can see my screen. I will just kickstart. So my names are Nkirika Chapo Michelle. I am the facilitator, as Aki said, for the Introduction to Product and Project Management cohort. A bit about myself. I am a practicing product/projects manager, and I have over 4 years of experience within this field. I'm about to hit, I think I'm in my 5th year, about to enter my 6th year with working in the product and project management field. I have experience in different industries. I have worked in the e-commerce industry, the education industry, the IT services industry, the SaaS, that software as a service industry, and a bunch of other projects here and there. Today I have been integral to the successful launch of 5 new products within these industries, as well as the maintenance and iteration of other existing products in the markets today. I have a degree in banking and finance from the University of Benin, Edo State. Although I read banking and finance, I started my career as a client relationship manager before I transitioned into product management, which is what I have been doing since. Currently, product manager for Peer Money LLC. Also work as a part-time product manager for my pod, which is startup based in the US for now and expanding into the African market. For my events pod, I was part of the ideation team before key expansion or anything of that nature. So just to give an introduction or a bit of information as to what project management is. Project management is simply the use of specific knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to deliver something of value to people. Basically, as a project manager, one that plans, coordinates, and deadlines and budgets. What this simply is telling you is, as a project manager, you are brought on to help monitor and manage a project. As the name implies, just manage a project. But this includes sticking to the deadline that the project is supposedly expected to stick to, sticking to the budget that is provided to you, and that will be planning, coordinating, and ensuring that you hit your deadline and you perform your project to the satisfaction of your customer or of your superiors. Now, managers oversee whole groups of workers. You're not just overseeing the work that you do, you oversee the work done by every single party within your team. Your team can be a small team of about 6 to 10 people, and your team can be very large, depending on the size of your project. So you have projects that have teammates that sparse over 100, like construction projects. They have project managers for those projects. Those kind of projects, you oversee every single person working within that project. You also establish the objectives, that goal of to build at this particular time. It's your duty to establish those objectives, work with the stakeholders or interact with the stakeholders, give them progress reports, and project manager has the ultimate responsibility for the success or failure of an endeavor. That means if you don't hit your targets, it falls on you. You complete it well and it's a pass and it matches or it meets all the criteria of the stakeholders' needs, or it ticks all the boxes of the regulatory organizations that will monitor your work, then it's considered a success. So whether it's designing a system, whether it's building a new product, whether it's marketing a campaign, whether it's even building a structure, it's on you to ensure that it is done successfully to the end. That means if it's a building structure, it doesn't collapse. If it's a computer system, it doesn't fail at key times or even at all. Just basically ensuring that whatever it is you are tasked with working on is successfully done, not just done, but done successfully. A product manager, on the other hand, is, or what product management is product management is the business of planning, is the business process, sorry, of planning, developing, launching, and managing a product or service. Simply to state that this person takes on the person that takes on the duty of planning, developing, launching, and managing a product or a service is considered a product manager. This means you get to wear the head that is product strategy, product development, and product marketing, just to give you a bit of what that entails. A product manager is someone who recognizes that there is a customer need and you develop a solution or a product to address the need. But whatever you are developing has to be consistent with your organization's larger business objectives. You see, a project manager, the product or whatever they are supposed to work on has already been decided on. So it's just them ensuring that it is successfully done most of the time. On the other hand, with a product manager, it falls on you to first find out what are the pressing needs of your customer base. Human needs are insatiable, that's a fact. But there are needs that your organization is attempting to fulfill. That's what's in their objectives. And if they want to fulfill it or they want to tackle that need, not just because they are caring people, except maybe you're working for a nonprofit, but it goes beyond being caring people. It goes beyond how do they take this need and make it profitable for them. That's the objective for them. So it falls on you to see, this is a need. It ties with my organization's objective of making a certain amount of profits. So how about I come up with a solution that satisfies this need and helps us make money in the process? That's the duty of the product manager. That's why we say you wear the hat of strategization. And once you have that, you wear the hat of developing it. And then once you have finished developing it, your work doesn't stop there. It also falls on you to take it to the market and ensure that it performs well. And if it's not performing well, it falls on you to find out why it's not performing well and make key adjustments to ensure it performs well. The product manager is then tasked with mobilizing the resources to transform the concept from an idea into a practical solution that can be utilized by the organization's client base. And it's simple to use. You're not just finding a solution that they can use and then it's a complicated solution. You're finding a solution that will be simple for the customer base to use, because simple products sell better. That's just it. So what's now the difference between the two? Because it kind of sounds like they have aligning needs or aligning requests between the two of them. Well, what's the difference between products and project management? So basically what I did to show you the difference is I created a table showing the functions of a product manager and the functions of a project manager. So let's first run through the functions of a project manager. So a project manager breaks down larger initiatives into tasks. That means when a project manager comes in, they are told an initiative that this is what they are being brought in to achieve. And then it falls on the project manager to take that initiative and break it into simple, achievable tasks. Now, when you break it into tasks, the next things you do is you plan the project's timeline. So how long would it take us to achieve this task? And how long would it take us to achieve that task? The next thing is to allocate resources. So now that you have a timeline and you also were told a budget in the beginning of the large initiative, you would then put the resources that were provided to you, which goes beyond just money. It also goes to human resources. It goes to equipment usage and all of that. So it falls on you to allocate the resources at key times to different teams, planning the resource usage. The next thing you do is then you monitor and track tasks to ensure that they are done successfully and they are done to completion. And then the next thing you do is you communicate the progress to the stakeholders. So as the work is being done, as tasks are being completed, you communicate it to the stakeholders, you give them demos, you show them the work that you have done. And then the last thing is you ensure that the project is completed in the time frame that was shared with you. But what I should have also said is you ensure that the project is completed and completed successfully. That means what was requested is actually what was done successfully within the time frame that was communicated to you. Now, a product manager's function has a bit more of a skew, a bend, because here, as a product manager, you're expected to research the customer needs, look at your objectives and create a tally between your objectives and the customer need, and then proffer a solution to that need. Once you have that, the next thing you do is now you create a vision for what you're trying to create. So you have a solution. What's the vision for the solution? Where do you see the solution taking the organization to? And how does that benefit the organization? It falls on the product manager to set that. The next thing is you then take your vision, you take your solution, and you communicate it to the stakeholders. In this case, the stakeholders are not the ones that told you the thing to do. You're the one coming at them that, okay, I noticed that this is an objective of ours, and this is our customer base. These are the things that they currently complain about. So I thought of this solution. And when I'm thinking of this solution, this is where I see the solution taking us to in the future. So you communicate the vision to them and you create what we call buy-in into your idea. Once they show interest and they like whatever it is you're talking about, the next thing you do is you then develop what we call a strategic plan. So they have greenlit your solution and now it's time to create a plan around your solution. Then the next thing you do is you create and you maintain the product roadmap. So basically how the product will progress, the activities that will take place in order to complete the product and get it to market. You do all of that. You create a roadmap and how you even market it. So you set that roadmap and then the next thing you do is you oversee and you drive the development of the product. Some can say the final function is to ensure it gets to market and it does numbers when it gets to market. So you see, a project manager is more like attending to bosses, and in this case, the bosses are the stakeholders. But in a product manager is their own boss. Some will say you are the CEO of your product. There's a CEO of a company. A product manager is the CEO of the solution of whatever product that you are creating. So everything decision-wise with regards to that product falls on your head, including how you spend your money, who joins your team, what kind of role they'll play within your team, the roadmap and the vision you have for your products. Because you are the one that built it, it falls on you to take it to the end of the line. Okay? So now that we have the difference between the products and the project manager, the next thing that you will see is what's the career path in product management. So I have here a mini table that sort of illustrates what the career map is, starting with career path in project management. So here you have your project coordinator. You can earn under a year between $32K to $52,000. So that's $32,000 to $52,000. This is an average range. And all you need here is to have your entry level. All you need is your high school diploma and just a bit of information about project management. So you're not expected to have like proper higher education to actually break into this field. If you have your training from Learn with Pride and you have just your high school diploma, you can apply for the role of a project coordinator and be open to a $32,000 to $52,000 range on average. Assistant project manager is you have a bachelor's degree and you also have your management training. This is an entry-level role as well. However, it pays more because of the bachelor's degree. So someone with a bachelor's degree attempting to break into the project management field can take on the role of an assistant project manager, and your pay range is $42,000 to $62,000. Project manager is when you have worked for about 2 to 3 years. You're expected to have your bachelor's degree. You're expected to have a bit of computer knowledge. That's your normal tech training. You're also expected to have your project management training as well. So with that, you should be earning between $52,000 to $92,000. Senior project managers have worked for about 6 to 10 years. All you need here is your bachelor's degree. If you have a master's, it would help, but it's not mandatory. If you've worked for 6 to 10 years as a project manager, you can apply for this role. And if you have your project management experience or training, so that opens you up to a pay of $82,000 to $102,000. The next is the director of project management. That's when you've worked for over 10 years. All you need is your postgraduate degree, your management experience with multiple different projects, and you can earn about $92,000 to $122,000. Then the VP of project management has their postgraduate degree, your management degree. You have active participation in conferences, training, certifications, and a bunch of all other things. You earn about $102,000 to $132,000 in this role. So moving to product management, on the other hand, for product management, you get to specialize. So product management takes the umbrella of, say, medicine. You know, under medicine, you can choose to be a pediatrician, you can choose to be a heart surgeon or go through surgery, or you can choose to be an orthopedic surgeon or whatever it is you hope to specialize in. With this, you tend to have that experience in product management. So because product management, when you're learning, when you're learning product management, you have like an umbrella. You can choose to either specialize in product design, Scrum Mastery, product ownership, UX research, that's user experience research, UI UX designer. So you can be a user interface and user experience designer, a product specialist, a technical writer, a product marketing manager, a growth product manager, a product analytics manager. Whatever kind of management or role you choose to get passion or interest in, these options are open to you once you have learned product management and you have worked within the field. And the pay usually starts at about, for the US, at 0 to 2 years of experience, 40 to 88,000. And then product managers, you have 3 to 5 years of experience as a product manager, and you're open to $66,000 to $153,000. Senior product managers, that's 4 to 6 years, you're open to $100,000 to $180,000. These are average rates, of course, in the US, and this is per year. For growth product managers, you have $127,000 to $245,000 and 5 to 7 years of experience. You can be a group product manager. Director of product management is $115,000 to $220,000, and that's 7 years of experience. VP of product management is $93,000 to $211,000, and that's over 10 years of experience. And then the chief product officer, that's $100,000 to $300,000, and that's over 12 years of experience. So as you can see, this is something that gives you an opening to a standard pay that keeps growing. That's the cool thing about product and project management. You get to continually grow. So what do you expect from this course? It has 4 sections. You have the project management section, the product management section, the UI, UX, and Scrum section, and then to go to market. So the marketing section with regards to products and project management, with your tasks with going to market, of course. There will be 12 classes within each month. So each section is taught within a month of the 4 months, and there'll be 12 classes in each month, and each class goes for about 2 hours. You also get to experiment with tools like Figma, Jira, Trello, Google Excel, Google Presentation, the Plot.io, Google Docs, and just a host of other cool things that you get to learn because of the program. So you would also get your soft skills as well as your normal hardcore management skills as well. So that brings us to the end of my conversation. At this time, I don't know if you have any questions for me. I think I see some people have been talking in the chat room. So Ibuno here, you're talking about, for instance, high school diploma. Is it on project management or any other course of study? So your high school diploma is just what you collected from your high school. That's your senior secondary school certification. So it's not necessarily tied to project management, because in high school we didn't really have that. You were either in the arts or the sciences or the commercials, if I recall. So if you have that and you've gotten your project management training, you can try for a project coordinator role. So it's not a limiting thing, that's what they say. But then again, that's for the US. I don't know if anyone has any other questions for me at this time. I see no other question.
All right, thanks, Michelle. Please, if you have any question, this is the time to raise your hand, or you can as well drop your questions in the chat. We are going to pick it up. But I'd like to hear from you. So if you have any question, please kindly signify by raising your hand, and I'll be calling you to unmute yourself and ask your question. We are here to learn together, right? So the only way we can learn together is to rub minds together, you know. So don't be shy to ask any question you want to ask. All right, 1 second. So while you're thinking about talking to me or not, which I want you to talk to me anyway, let me quickly go just for people who joined the session late. So the next cohort will be starting on the 15th of May, and we have 3 levels of discount that we are dishing out. The actual cost for the training is, for the 6-month program, that is 4 months for the practical training and 2 months for working on a project, on a live project. The actual cost for that duration is £799. That's the actual cost. But as I said, we have 3 levels of discount that we are dishing out, right? The first one is the 30% discount. This means that you can enroll up until 11th of May, right? There's no time restriction on this one, provided we still have a slot by 11th of May for the cohort starting on the 15th. You can get 30% discount, meaning, and also after the 30% discount, you can pay half. You can start with half payment, and the other half you can pay within 6 to 8 weeks after you've started. That's the first category. The second category is you can get 50% discount. The 50% discount is till the end of April. So if you are enrolling on or before the end of April, you get 50% discount. Also, you can pay twice if you are getting the 50% discount, but there's a time restriction on that one, on or before the end of April. Again, remember I said we had 8 slots at the beginning of the session. Now we have 7 slots. So, and the last discount is 60% discount, but that is only for 24 hours. It expires end of tomorrow. So you can get 60% discount, meaning you can get it for £320 or 360,000 naira. And the only condition to that one is you can only pay once if you are taking advantage of the 60% discount. Payment is once for that one. So the training runs 3 times a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Every session is recorded, and you'll be onboarded on our LMS platform as well, where you have access to the recordings, just in case you miss any class. And even if you don't miss a class, you still need to go back to the recording anyway for your own personal study. So that's the brief of what has been said so far for those who are just joining us. So let me call on some Tochukwu. Sorry if I didn't say that right. Apologies. Please unmute yourself.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. Good evening,
Yeah.
everyone. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mitchell, too, for the presentation. So my question is, so for me personally, I'm a HR professional, right? I'm in HR. So, but then, as part of my personal development journey, I'm looking at delving into, you know, I think I'll call it maybe upskilling. Yeah, upskilling with project management. So, but then at the time when Mitchell was going over her presentation, and then she, went over the career progression for a project product manager. So the question just came on my mind. The question of, so how can I go around, because it's more like I'm seeing it like, if I take a project management course now, am I not going to drift off my, career path? Or I don't know if I'm kind of clear in.
Yeah, so you
I'm
don't
trying to see the,
so you don't want to leave HR. You love HR so much.
So it's not like I've practiced HR for many years, right? I have an international certification as a HR person, and I intend to be the career path in that line too. But then with my experience around work, there has been this need for project management, and the competency was required of me. Funny how my last job, I was given that responsibility, but because it was new to me, so I had to develop myself within very short time frame, but my management was not having it. And they were giving me queries back to back. So then I just feel that, okay, I think I need this to develop myself in this area. So, but then I'm looking at it like, project management is not going to cause a drift, right? That's
No,
my question.
I don't think so. Although I'm going to pass it over to Michelle now. Personally, I don't think so. Whatever the investment in terms of studying, upskilling you made to yourself,
Yeah.
it's not money wasted, not at all. Right. As you just said, it's required maybe on your job, maybe to what's that thing called, seconded or whatever. Maybe you've been
Yeah.
asked to just go and support another department, something like that. It can never be wasted. What you know is what you know. What you don't know, you don't know it.
Yeah.
So you have options, and it's good for people to have options. Why you are building your career in line with HR? What stops you
Yeah.
from getting a second role somewhere else that is not HR?
Okay.
I'm just saying, I'm just thinking out loud. What stops you? The word is, you know, it all depends. You don't have to physically, most of these roles, you don't need to physically go into work. It depends on how
Okay.
much you need money, or are
Okay.
you just contented with one job with what they are paying you? Or do you think you can
Okay.
work smart and
Yeah.
take on 2 roles? You know, it
Mm.
all depends on you. You can be doing your HR permanent. Yeah, I don't want to leave my HR, but that doesn't mean you
Okay.
cannot do second role in another discipline.
Okay.
You know, that's
Mm.
what I think personally.
Also,
Okay.
just to chip in, the role that we are in with project management and product management, you do play the role of a HR. Remember, I talked about picking your team and building your team and fleshing out your team. It falls on you
Yeah.
to sometimes actually hire in the people that you will need. So you would schedule these interviews, you would ask questions, you would hire them, you would manage them, you would track their performance, you would send queries if they are not performing the way you need them to perform. So basically, you still get to do human relationship management. You don't just lose, you're managing your product, you're managing your team to ensure that your team is doing your work for you, because there's so much you can do. You can only manage people. You can't do the work they do, because that's where they are skilled at. They are the developers, they are the coders, they are the people that can carry brick if it's construction. So in those situations where you can't do the work, they are the ones that do the work. They are working for you. So everything that requires their management and their satisfaction and their happiness to perform falls on you to handle and to manage. So your human resource experience might actually help you, be a plus for you. When I entered this field, I won't say I was a people person, but I had to take down my walls and learn that these people are not, even though they are working for me, they don't know that they are working for me. So then they are members of my team. So I have to cajole them to do my work for me to ensure I get my product on time. So things like that is where your intelligence and your emotional know-how as a HR person might give you an edge over others. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I cannot see the relevance in that because, like I mentioned in my previous job, it was quite like a big issue because the particular project was worth over 30 million. And then for some reason, I was asked to handle the project as a project analyst. So I just found myself scrambling around things and deadlines, that my director needed were not being met. And I'm like, I have no idea, you know. I mean, that was bad. Okay. I also wanted to add that if it's possible to help those prices that you mentioned for the discounts and all of that, if it's possible to drop it in the chat, please. I really appreciate it so that I can look at that to see.
Oh, the admin, please, if you can drop the prices, I really appreciate that. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right. Victor, you raise your hand in the chat. I need to find you on the. All right, Victor, you can unmute yourself and ask your question. Yeah, hello, Victor, you can talk now.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Okay. My question is, for instance, now you undergo a class like a training, and then you are issued a certificate, because I believe after the training there is going to be a certificate that will be issued. So my question now is it possible to apply for a job in project management without having an experience?
You have experience now. That is the reason you are working on our project. So the first bit is you going through the practical training. The second phase is you working on the live project. When you work on a project, that is an experience. That counts towards an experience, right? So yes, you get an experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Is that all the question you've got? But if you
Yes.
want to know more, you can message the WhatsApp number. If you still have more questions regarding work experience, referencing, and all of that.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, Victor. All right, let me go through the chat quickly. Amisha, you want to say something? Will there be internship after the training as practical aspect of the learning? Yes, that is the project we are talking about. This is Victoria in there. That is so. Okay, let me break it down again. So even during your practical training, you are being tested, you are being given assessment, you are being given tasks to do to prepare you for what we call the internship, which is you working on a live project, right? After you're done with the practical training comes the internship, but we call the internship working on a live project for another 2 months, where you'll be working as part of a team to deliver a solution for a client. Victoria Inde, I hope that answers your question. If not, please raise your hand and talk to me, then we can see ways to answer that better as well. All right, Victoria, if you're still online, thanks. Fidelis, how about someone who has an NCA who already transitioned into product management looking for internship? When you say you've already transitioned to product management, then you don't need internship again. So I need to understand that question better, Fidelis. If you've transitioned to product management, then what do you need internship for? So I'm thinking you've not transitioned and you are looking for where to get your hands dirty. If that is the case, please message me. Raise your hand so that we can talk about that as well. Or you can send a message to the WhatsApp number as well. But again, even if you've done your product management training somewhere else, there are different ways people teaches. We can only guarantee our own way, our own method, right? And remember, it's not even only product management that you are going to go through with us, because on the project, it is not only product manager roles that you'll be performing. So even if you've done product management training elsewhere and you are looking for internship and you are ready to pay for that internship, we cannot put you on our own project. Why? Because the tools you've been exposed to might be different from what our students have been exposed to. The way you've been taught might be different from ways that our own student has been trained as well, which will create conflict. So there will still be a requirement for you to undertake the practical training for you to be able to work on the project as well. Fidelis, if that is clear, perfect. If not, please, you can WhatsApp the message or raise your hand in the chat as well. Please, if you have question, please kindly raise your hand in the chat. Let's talk. Victor, again, after taking a certificate class and training, can it be used to acquire a job without a practical experience? You get practical experience, Victor. Don't worry about that. You get the practical experience. You are not only going through the training. Are there any physical classes? Modupe Esther, no, because the way we are trying to equip our students, because if you should ask majority, they are looking for a remote job. If you are looking for a remote job, that means you are working from the comfort of your home. So for you to get to that, mindset, all our trainings are performed remotely as well, meaning online. Even you working on the live project, it's remote as well. Your developer might be in Ghana and your product manager might be in the UK, diverse team across the world, and you're all working together to deliver a solution for a client. So no, we don't have a physical class. All our classes are live sessions online. Victor, okay, I love this answer. It's really an eye-opener. Chuku, discount prices in Naira, please, at admin. Maybe admin is sleeping. Let me quickly type that out. Please give me 1 minute to quickly type that out so that everyone can see. So all right, while I'm typing, please, you can raise your hand and ask the question. We are here to learn. So you cannot get the information you want if you keep quiet. So please speak up. Information is power. Information is key, so if you have any question, you can raise your hand. I'm trying to type something now, so please bear with me. Pa, pa, pa. All right, I've managed to type it out. That's to Chuku. All right, so let me just quickly go through because I didn't really explain it there. So the 30% discount, you can pay twice. You have up to 11th of May to get that. The 50% discount, you have till end of April. You can pay twice as well. And the 60% discount, you can only pay once and it expires tomorrow night. All right, let's go back. Victor and the question is okay, thank you. All right. All right. You can unmute yourself, Chuku.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. So I remember that at some point while you were speaking, you mentioned something about CPD. I just wanted to be sure I heard that right.
Yes, CPD. That is the meaning of that is. Can you hear me though?
Yes, I can. Please.
All right. So the meaning of that is continuous professional development. So the body is called CPD standards. Right. Let me see whether I can even go there now. 1 second. Let me stop sharing. Let me see whether I've got the page open so that I can show you what it looks like. CPD, is it here? All right. So let me share my screen. So this is the body, right? I'm going to paste this on the chat as well. But you can go on their website and read more about all the benefits attached to having their certificate. And also, this is our provider number as well. So the certificate that you'll be getting 2 certificates. One will be coming from CPD, and the other one will be coming from Learn with Pride. And I'm going to drop the link if anyone wants to check that out in the chat. So, oh, sorry. Yeah, I just dropped the link in the chat. So if anyone wants to check that out, you can check it out. All right. So again, for any inquiries, or you want to enroll, you want to ask questions after this session and all of that, the WhatsApp number on your screen is the best number for you to message for enrollment, for questions, for anything at all. The recording will be made available on our WhatsApp group. If you joined our WhatsApp group, the recording will be made available by tomorrow on our WhatsApp group. And also, we are going to upload it on our YouTube channel. So you can go on YouTube, search for Learn with Pride and follow us. Then you get the notification when we drop the video tomorrow as well. So those are the 2 ways you can get the recording, either on YouTube by searching for Learn with Pride, follow us and get the notification, or you can get it on our WhatsApp group as well. So any final question before we call it a night? And hopefully we are going to see some of you on the journey, and walk the walk together, rewrite the narratives, and make dream come true as well. Any final question from anyone at all? You can drop your questions on the chat as well if you don't want to talk. You're welcome, Chuku. All right, seems no question from anyone. But again, if you remember anything you want to ask after this call, the number on your screen is the best number. The WhatsApp number on your screen is the best number to message, and someone will respond back to you, whether enrollment or anything at all. Just message that number. Again, you have 3 different discounts that you can leverage on. So, the choice is yours now, But again, one thing that is guaranteed is with the level, with the quality, and everything that you're going to get from Learn with Pride, money that we are charging cannot buy it, But again, you need to test it for you to be a believer anyway. And also, if you're interested in our reviews and all of that, you can go on Trustpilot, where you see reviews of people who has been on this journey. Also, you can go on our Instagram page and see some success stories as well. But it's a journey that you'll never regret. You can have my word on that. All right. So from me to you, thank you everyone for taking your time tonight to come and listen to me and see my face as well. Hopefully, I'm going to see some of you on the journey. But before then, stay safe out there. Message the number on your screen if you are interested, and see you on the journey. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.